The important first meeting of the Tax Council of Texas Cities was overwhelmed with a mass of material by Chairman Garry Weber. Included was a talk on special tax cases by Dallas Tax Assessor Collector Max Muller. It's doubtful that all this was necessary. The members of the council are all aware that something must be done about taxes, and most are ready to get on with the job. Today's meeting, aside from giving the council ammunition for levering a Texas tax reform, was largely an organizational one. Study committees were appointed and told to report back at the next meeting. But even from the organizational nature of the meeting, it's clear that, at first anyway, the council will concentrate on the problems and inequities of the Texas property tax.
Well, let me just say, we haven't made the property tax work. I think that's a tax we got to begin to work with. What I'm concerned about is we are in the area of property taxes, and we do have an ad valorem tax. Well, now they're beginning to start talking about, well, how about a personal income tax, or how about a corporate tax? Well, we haven't made this tax work. I think it's very important that we make the property tax equitable and work in an equitable system around the state before we start putting into effect other taxes.
In his talk, Dallas Taxation Director Max Muller made it clear that Texas has one of the lowest average property taxes in the nation. But the council clearly sees that property taxes cannot continue on their present path. If your property is tax exempt, watch out. If your property is undervalued or undertaxed, watch out. And in this important meeting, perhaps the most important part was the decision to unite cities in their legislative bid for tax reform. They'll carry a lot of clout in Austin. Phil Reynolds, Channel 8 News on the Move, with the Tax Council of Texas Cities.
There was some activity at Lee Park out there that's not in line with the policy of this department. We are charged, above all, with the responsibility of protecting the individual rights of every citizen in the city of Dallas. That policy has not changed, nor will it change in the future, and I can assure you that this department will be bent upon all types of activity which will assure the individual rights of every citizen in the city of Dallas.
ruled, as far as residents were concerned, that he had lived there long enough, but refused his relief on the other ground, and leaves us so that as of this time I still cannot accept his application to file.
When can you accept his application to file?
I can accept it when and if the United States Supreme Court reverses the three-judge court in the election fee case, or if they don't reverse it, I can accept it January 1, 1972, or any time thereafter until February 7, 1972.
Apparently, the injunction keeps the chairman from accepting filings. I'm not concerned with that right now. I'm just pleased that the court decided that my residency requirements from that, and when they settle on the filing requirements, we'll do whatever the court says.
Would you file after January 1st if that is the case?
Whenever the time comes, and the courts have decided what filing procedures are necessary.
It's hard to imagine that with all the cold, rainy weather we've had recently, that a fire could start and become so serious that human life would be in danger. But that is exactly what happened at 6 different locations in University Park yesterday and this morning. A combination of floor furnaces and rising water is a potential danger. As the water rises under the house, the burning gas rises with it and ignites timbers, rugs, walls, curtains, and furniture. Fred Chambers is the fire marshal of University Park. Mr. Chambers, what do people do with floor furnaces when they've got rising water?
Whereby, if your house being heated with a floor furnace, and then in such rains as we have just had, one should keep a vigilant watch, with a flashlight coming periodically, checking the floor furnace. Should he even hear a bubbling sound, that's a sign that water is under the house. It has therefore infiltrated the floor furnace. He should immediately go to his thermostat, turn the gas off. If no thermostat, then he should go to the floor furnace itself and turn the main control off. And then, later on, when the water has receded, call a competent plumber or maybe the gas company, someone that to check it out and to relight your furnace.
Well, I enjoyed playing in Chicago last year. I didn't get to play too much, but it was quite an experience for me. But I felt, and I guess the same way with the Blackhawk management, that if I come back down here and worked in the game, I'd be able to play more and get more ice time and more experience. Whereas up there, I'd more likely sit out quite a bit because they have a very good hockey team.
How do you feel about your teammates? Do you think you'll take it and go all the way?
We have a pretty good hockey club down here. We had great success so far. Everybody's working hard, and the boys really gel well together, and there's a lot of spirit in this team. I think we'll do quite well this year.
Do you see a lot of National Hockey League players on the Blackhawks?
Do I see them this year?
Yeah, for future years.
Oh, there's a few players here that will probably make it up with the Blackhawks. See, like on the team in the Blackhawks, there's a few players that are getting a little older, and there's going to have to be guys to fill their positions. And a fellow down here, if he has 3-4 years experience down here, he could step up there probably if he works hard at it.
Have you always had quick fists, as they say in the newspapers?
Well, I don't know about quick fists or not. If he managed to get into a few fights on the ice, I don't know, just part of the game.
Well, I think to start with, coming out of training camp, I thought I was in real good shape. I got a real good start at the beginning of the season, and then a combination of things. I had real good wingers skating with me. I've been in the right place at the right time, and the puck's been going in.
Looking at the club's chances, even though you're in last place, you're really only 12 points out of first, and of course, to get into the playoffs, you're not much farther out of it. What do you think you'll have to do?
Well, I think we've got the nucleus right now of a real good club. We made a lot of changes in the last 2 or 3 weeks, and I think we've got a real good club right now, a contender, myself. I think we'll probably be right up in the first 4 clubs anyway. We're only 3 points out of a playoff spot right now, and I don't know, I think we're going to have to score a lot more goals than we've been doing and play a little tighter brand of hockey.
What is it that the Wings have that they bring out whenever they play the Hawks?
I don't know, I can't really explain that either. It seems like when we come over here, it's a tough game. When they come over and go over there, it's a tough game. Every game for us against Dallas is a tough game, and I think Dallas feels the same way against us. It's going to be a knock 'em down, drag 'em out fight every time we play them, and I think we've just been lucky so far in holding that edge, and I think every game's going to be pretty well the same way. It can go either way, really.
The bird there is a talking parrot named Polly. So far, nothing unusual about that. What is a bit out of the ordinary, however, is that this particular parrot has been talking for a long, long time. Franklin Pierce was President of the United States when Polly was hatched. Abraham Lincoln had just been elected to the Illinois legislature. Polly was a teenager before the Civil War started. He was getting along in years when Teddy Roosevelt charged up San Juan Hill and was positively elderly by the time the Allies landed at Normandy. But at the age of 117, Polly is alive and well in Tarrant County, in the home of the Winifred Chessers. Apparently, the wisdom that comes with age has not taught Polly the virtue of silence, because he talks constantly. Most yellowhead parrots can master a few words at best, and only use them indiscriminately. But Polly will virtually carry on a complete conversation, although the years have blurred his speech.
There's the door.
There's the door, Polly.
Bye, Polly. Bye. 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 Well, bye. Well, I'll go. Bye-bye.
Well, Polly was a wedding gift 82 years ago to Mr. and Mrs. Turner of Waco. And Polly was 35 years old at that time.
And how did you get possession of them?
Well, my mother was a nurse, and by her profession, her and Polly became acquainted through the Turner family. And Polly and my mother got to be good friends, and Miss Turner willed the bird to my mother when she died in 1955. I met the bird the first time in 1930 myself.
And how old would that make Polly?
Well, from the figures that I have and that I have been told, is 117 years old.
Nobody really knows exactly how many words Polly knows, but Mr. Chesser says it's in the hundreds. With the care Polly's gotten, if the Chessers have anything to do with it, he'll be around a long, long time. Polly, it's been a real pleasure talking with you this evening. We're going to leave now. Bye-bye.
Well, I think SMU is certainly one of the great teams of the country. Coach McMillan has done an outstanding job in his few months of taking over the duties. He proved it last summer with the Dr. Pepper team. Jerry Heidenreich was on the Pan Am team, and he was on our trip to East Germany and Russia. And he has certainly proved himself to be one of the gold medal threats. And Ronnie Mills, a finalist from the last games, is certainly going to be in the picture, and so would Paul Tietze out of Bartlesville.
And of the University of Texas at Arlington team, what sort of troubles do you anticipate from them this evening?
Well, Doug Russell's a competitor, and anytime you get in a contest with him, why, it's going to be a contest. Also, I had the opportunity to work with one of his young men last summer, Craig Benedict, and I already told the fellows that whoever draws Benedict is going to have trouble, and we know that'll be true.
That isn't something that you would recommend that every ordinary person do every day, is it?
Well, no, you'd work up to it, but the high school girls and the elementary children especially enjoy it. My joggers enjoy it, but it's something I don't start off with right away in a conditioning class, no.
Now, there's one movement that the girls went through using a scarf. It wasn't too much of a physical strain, but what was the purpose of that?
Well, the purpose of the second exercise that the girls did, involved a lot of swinging and stretching, this type of thing. It helps a girl with her balance. If you want nice, elongated, stretched muscles and not bulky muscles, you want to do some stretching. So this helps the girls stretch their muscles. It helps them have good posture and open throat. And when they're working the scarves, they're so busy trying to make that thing really go big and float that they aren't conscious about their posture and their slumped over shoulders.